In this video, we'll go over the replacing of an alternator on your BMW E90 chassis vehicle, and this particular one is a 328. And if you're following, this is part 2 of a series of videos of me trying to get this car back to life. This particular repair is really easy to do at home, and you can save a ton of money while doing it, so let's get started. Now this is how I found the vehicle. The engine compartment drenched in oil and the belt broken like this. The owners were ready to send it to the junkyard, but I took it and got it back up and running. Now I'm having issues with the alternator, specifically the LIN cable cannot see the alternator. The IBS cannot see the alternator. And I think it's because the alternator itself was saturated with oil. It's still producing a charge, however, it's not communicating with the car. I've already inspected the connector for the LIN cable itself, and it seems to be good, so we're going to replace it and hope for the best. So the first step in replacing an alternator is to remove the drive belt. And this is done by putting a socket on the tensioner, cranking it over to the side, use a good amount of force. You want a big ratchet as well, like a 1/2 inch, and you should be able to loosen that belt and pull it off the pulleys. Once the belt is off, you want to remove the one nut that holds on this battery cable. Of course, you want to disconnect your battery beforehand because you don't want that to arc on anything in your engine compartment. Remove that nut and set that cable to the side. After that, there is a connector with a singular wire in it. That is your LIN wire or cable. You want to pull that out. In my case, I wanted to inspect it to make sure it wasn't corroded or saturated with oil or otherwise damaged to where that itself was the issue. My connector and my cable looks good, so I'm going to continue with this repair. Removing this is really easy. It's at the top of the engine, so there's plenty of room to work with, and there's only 4 Torx head bolts that hold this in. Remove those 4 and pull it out. Installing the new one is just as simple. You're just going to follow the steps in the reverse fashion. 4 Torx head bolts, tighten them by hand first. Then, if you have a powered ratchet, cinch them down not too tight, just snug. Now it's time to torque them down. Something to note, these are torque to yield bolts, so really I should not be reusing them. Right? They're stretch bolts, and so they're one-time use. Because I'm getting this car to run for the lowest expense possible, I'm reusing them. Normally, the torque setting would be 10 newton meters plus 180 degrees. I'm just going to bring this up to about 14 newton meters and call it a day. Next, reattach the connector for your LIN cable, making sure it fully seats and you hear the click. After that, the positive battery cable goes back on, and you want to torque that nut down to 10 newton meters. What's left is reinstalling the drive belt. Here's a diagram of the routing. You want to get everything started and just leave that pulley, the farthest right pulley, off. That seems to be the easiest. Here on the diagram number 2, that is the tensioner. You want to get a socket on there. You want to crank that over to the side with a large ratchet. Give yourself slack on the belt and snap it into place. Double check and make sure that the ribs are all seated properly on all the pulleys before you start the vehicle. For me, once I got the car back up and running and rescanned, I could see that that code was gone, so this was a success. But as you can also see here, more codes are popping up, like this one here that's going to require the changing of our transmission fluid and filter. You can click the link on the screen to check that one out. That'll be part 3 in the series.